Martin Sloan, age 36, occupation, vice president, ad agency, in charge of media. This is not just a Sunday drive for Martin Sloan. He perhaps doesn't know it at the time, but it's an exodus. Somewhere up the road, he's looking for sanity. And somewhere up the road, he'll find something else.
Good morning. Welcome to my studio, away from the studio. It's Brandon Hurley.
Describe your profession. I'm an artist. Painter? That's true, yes.
Today I kind of wanted to keep it chill. I'm going to be doing a quick painting. Really felt like I needed some practice. I've been away from my studio for a little while. So yeah, I was going through my phone and I came across this cool photo I took probably about 3 months ago or so. It's kind of this creepy scene. It was in front of this apartment building in Marina del Rey, and it was a 65 Mercury Montclair.
What are you trying to do?
What are you talking about?
I thought you said the car was in the repair shop.
Well, it was.
What's it doing here?
And yeah, it was just this night scene with the kind of dim lights kind of shining on it, and it looked like a fun painting to do. So I'm gonna mess around with it, slap some paint on the canvas, or in this case, wood panel. It's gonna be pretty quick, loose, drippy, and hopefully it gives off that kind of creepy
Twilight Zone
sort of feel. So anyways, hope you enjoy, and I'll be walking you through the process, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, starting off, I'm gonna be using some primaries from Master's Touch Acrylic. I know it's not the most fancy acrylic paints out there, but that's what I have access to. I'm kind of far out in the mountains right now, so it's really all I could get. And I have a really densely thick brushstroke gessoed panel here. I really like the thick brush strokes because it adds some texture to it. And then I'm just kind of wiping on a light wash, letting it kind of drip. Letting the drips fall where they may. It kind of looks like blood, so it gives it kind of a creepy vibe. And then I'm throwing in the horizon line here, and then just kind of building the car off of that. Throwing in the wheel wells, the wheels, and if the proportions are off a little bit, I'm not too worried about that. I'm just kind of laying in shapes just so I can see what I'm doing right now. Alright, and then just that cool little angle in the building there. Then I'm going to throw in some of the windows. Doing the darker kind of shades under the car, in the windows, just to further help me see what I'm doing. And the dark of the tires there. And this is just a darker version of that wash. It's just a primary red with some burnt sienna. So yeah, getting all the dark areas in there. A little line for the door, just kind of suggesting things right now. And the brush I'm using here is an 8 flat. Alright, going in for the color here. So the original car I think was like a tan. It was almost kind of like an off-white, but because it's a night scene, it's gonna be almost kind of like a khaki color. So I'm gonna do a little bit of brown, mixed with some green, and then I'll kind of tint it, darken it as I go. And then here that I'm holding, this bottle that I'm holding here is a retarder. So what that does is it's a medium that you mix in with your paint, and it slows the drying time. And it gives it a little bit more of kind of a runny consistency, so that adds to the little drip effect that you'll see. Alright, going in with that back wall behind it. It looks almost the same color as the car, but it's a little bit darker. And yeah, see the drips are running down over the front of the car, but I'm not tripping about that. It's all good. I'm not worrying about blending or anything like that. I'm just kind of slapping the paint down, trying to get at least the tones right, moving as fast as I can. Alright, and the windows are going to be kind of like a dark blue gray, just that I mixed. And you got kind of a warmer gray at the bottom for the street there. And you can't see behind the picture right here, I'm actually just filling in some light blue that's just behind the car right there. There's a little bit of a highlight on that wall. And then going in on the wheels and just the top of the... My favorite part of the car is just painting the wheels. It's actually fun just playing with value, adding and subtracting, throwing in a little bit of highlights there. And then there's kind of like a dark ring around it to suggest some depth. And then the very edge, the very lip, I'll throw in some highlights, and it's cool what you can do with the value, how it makes it look 3D. Got some light blue, got some white. I think I even threw a little bit of pink in there just for added reflection. It looks like the door was a little bit too high before, so I just kind of lowered it a little bit. And I think I'm getting there. Some of the drips I may not keep. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how I feel. Throwing in a little bit more of the highlight to that blue there. And I think that's gonna about do it for this one. Just a quick little painting. Nothing too fancy. I just wanted to get some practice in, so I think this one was probably about 2 hours, something like that. But it was fun, and I think I stopped at a good point. It's kind of like gambling. Kind of just got to know when to walk away. And I'm gonna hit it with some Krylon Crystal Clear. And again, out here in the mountains, usually I like to use Gamblin's Gamvar to kind of gloss my paintings as a varnish. But I have no access for that, so I'm just gonna hit it with some of this Krylon. This stuff works just fine.
That's just about ready then, is that right? Well, as far as I can go without distorting it too much. All right, now let me see it.
All persons attempting to conceal criminal acts involving their cars are hereby warned. Check first to see that underneath that chrome there does not lie a conscience, especially if you're driving along a rain-soaked highway in the Twilight Zone.
Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. This is a new YouTube channel, so if you could or haven't already, please like, subscribe, or comment below. It really helps me out. I do plan on doing a lot more of these videos in the future. So yeah, I hope to see you next time. And until then,